All right, lesson from the day, Dichotomy Leadership. Awesome book. I'm like 3/4 of the way done. Yeah, probably 3/4. Almost 3/4. And courage is not actually what I'm going to talk about. So I was just reading something about courage. Aggressiveness, not recklessness. And it's all about taking an aggressive approach to life and business and your family and relationships, but not being reckless in them and not being overbearing. One of the big things Jocko talks about is just being reckless, or being very aggressive when it comes to business planning and game planning, things like that. But you don't want to be aggressive towards people, and you have to handle people with care. So, diametrically opposed to what a lot of people think about the military or special forces and things like that. So, mission planning aggressively, but also not being reckless. So, don't overplan and don't overshoot your goals. Be realistic about them, what you can actually do, because you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, or else you're being too reckless. And you could sink things instead.
Quarter rule. So I was talking about this recently, but this is game film, the debrief. The most important part of the mission is the debrief, according to Jocko Willink. So game film was always one of the most important things that I did as an athlete growing up, and breaking down game film and learning from situations. What could I do better? What could I do differently? And this is so important because this is something that I've really, just with the barrage of information that comes at us every day now in this culture, how are you going to slow things down a little bit? How are you going to, maybe it's prayer, maybe it's meditation, but how are you going to debrief and get out of your own head a little bit? And it's all the things that you're learning and doing. Make sure you spend, for every 60 minutes, at least 15 minutes of review, going back and reviewing your notes, reviewing what it is you're doing. How can you get better? How can you do something different? Your revelations, your own revelations. How can you, watch that game film and get better from what you have done already? So quiet yourself down a little bit, give yourself some time to reflect and review. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to doing more this year.